Welcome to another episode of Social PR Secrets. My name is Lisa Beyer, and I will be your host. Today's episode is pre-recorded. It was actually recorded about a year ago for Digital Distillery Mastermind Facebook group. And in this episode, I interview Larry Kim. Larry is the previous founder of WordStream, and he is the current founder of Mobile Monkey. In this episode, Larry and I talk about all of his famous PR hacks. He's famous for a lot of things, including his brilliance when it comes to digital advertising and building a business and entrepreneurship. But he is also famous for his techniques, tips, and tricks and social PR secrets when it comes to public relations hacks. Welcome, Larry Kim. Hi, and how are you today? So I'm back. I'm Lisa Beyer and here for our weekly PR training. And today I'm super excited to have our special guest, Larry Kim. Hey, Larry.
Hey, Lisa. How are you?
Very good. How's everybody doing out there? If you are on and you can hear us okay, let us know where you're tuning in from. So I am right now normally I'm in Celebration, Florida, but I just have relocated my office for the summer to Anna Maria Island. Larry, where are you tuning in from?
Back Bay in Boston.
Oh, okay, nice. How's the weather there?
Can't complain. It's pretty good.
Okay, good. So let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from, and definitely, if you have any questions for Larry during this training that we're doing on PR hacks, please put your questions in the comments, and we'll bring them up and try to get to all of them if possible. So Larry, right now you're CEO and founder of Mobile Monkey, but before that you founded a company that's not so small anymore and called WordStream, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So tell us just a little bit about your story in starting that company and some of the things that you did to get publicity.
Sure. So WordStream is actually the world's largest PPC marketing software company, managing $1 billion of ad spend for tens of thousands of clients worldwide. But it's also an agency. So about a third of the revenue, about a third of the 55 million in revenues last year was just agency business, and I started the business as an agency, like just all by myself, kind of solopreneur kind of thing, and just kind of grew the agency over time over the last 9 years. At around almost doubling in size every year for 9 years, and I sold the business last year for $150 million to USA Today. Lisa asked me to, and Lisa and Kat asked me to talk a little bit about different angles for how to get PR and coverage for your digital agencies. And honestly, I think it's easier than you think it is. Okay, and I think I know why. It's like all these digital marketing agencies are so busy doing client work, right? That they don't even have any time to do any marketing for themselves. That's my guess. I bet you if you spend some time and effort in that area of dedicated PR, marketing, SEO kind of stuff, I think you would find that it's actually a lot easier than you think. And there's plenty of interesting ideas that are very interesting to not just marketers, but to the general public, stories that you could tell that would be very interesting, and I would love to talk to you about those today.
Yeah, and Larry, one of the first times I saw you speak, I think it was in South Florida at SPIMA, or one of my most memorable ones, and it caught my attention because my background is public relations, and you were talking about these different PR hacks using Twitter and reaching out to journalists and landing basically these huge interviews with USA Today or something. So can you just share those? I love those tactics that you shared.
Sure. So you just need the key is to come up with some original, opinions and ideas backed by data. Okay, and you have a lot of data. You have the data in in the Twitter accounts that you manage, or in the Facebook ad accounts that you manage, or the Google ad accounts that you manage, or there's tons of data that you have that's proprietary, but that could be interesting and could be inserted into various national storylines. Let me give you a couple examples of successful things that I've done in the past. One of my most spectacular articles that I did generated tens of thousands of press pickups. So like 10,000 of them. So like that's almost every newspaper in the world. Okay, and all I did was I did some research comparing the click-through rates, the cost per click, and the conversion rates of Facebook ads versus Google ads. Okay, so this kind of using the data that I had and just kind of coming up with some metrics, but then launching and promoting that data uh, 2 days before the Facebook IPO back in 2012. And so there you have a situation where every journalist in the world was writing about the Facebook IPO, not just marketing journalists, but also business journalists and technology journalists like Wired Magazine or New York Times or like Wall Street Journal. Like all these writers were writing 2-3 stories an hour about like per publication, like about the Facebook IPO, and there wasn't any data on how effective their ads were. Like I was saying before, at least any agency could have done it.
Yeah.
Like anyone could have done it. It's just that nobody did it because I guess they're probably unimaginative or busy
Too
working
busy.
on their client work. This is what I actually think. It's because I think they're very creative. It's mostly they just have to work on their client work. I know how that is, by the way. So. So basically, the idea here is just, I just put out a little study, like a little, little infographic that's like, the size of a, maybe 800 pixels by 800 pixels that summarizes the data. And this thing just spread like a wildfire and got 10,000 press pickups in like, 24 hours. And the phone was ringing off the hook. There was like NPR and Fox Business and BBC and all these places were calling to do an interview and that was just crazy. But it was about a couple hours of work.
Yeah.
Generating gazillions. So what you're basically on the lookout for is like ways that you can, as a marketing agency, insert yourself into a national or global conversation about a interesting topic. Now, I can give you a couple examples that are kind of there's news trending stuff. There's also just weird random facts. So like one of my first most successful content marketing stunts was just some original research around what are the most expensive keywords on Google AdWords. Again, anyone who has access to the Google keyword tool could have done this research. All I did was I just guessed and I put in a lot of expensive sounding keywords into the keyword tool and then looked at what the prices were and I made it into an infographic, like a little small little chart showing like, oh my God, these clicks are $100 a clicks or $200 a clicks, and this I got featured on Fareed Zakaria GPS on CNN. You know that guy? He's kind of like
Yeah.
the nerdy guy.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
he interviewed me like it's crazy. So like that was actually my first big win in terms of PR, where I first fully realized the power of just like a really killer idea. Like I don't know why, but there's something catchy about that idea. Like I want to know what are the most expensive keywords on AdWords, and that question, it has appeal beyond just marketers. So that's the key. Like, all sorts of technology journalists were interested in this question and the answer. And you have to have an original research component. Like it has to be your data, or it has to have your kind of your name on it, because if you're just saying an idea like, oh, I think that Facebook is bad because of these reasons, like they'll just steal your idea. You know what I mean? But if it's data, well, then they have to say, where did that data come from?
Hmm.
And then so they'll include you and a link to your site in that content. So the most expensive keywords, that's just like a silly
Factoid.
factoid thing that just blew up and got thousands of press pickups. Normally, when you have a winning idea, you can kind of milk that idea forever. So like what we when we found out that the most expensive keywords idea was so great, we just made it into an annual thing. So like every year we re-release the data saying these are the most expensive keywords in 2018 or 2019, and they always take the bait. It's just it's just so interesting. They want to know, so we just don't fight it. I know you want to be original because you're a marketer. But
Yeah.
but don't fight it if it works. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um, and so one of the other, I don't know if you're still doing this, but you are also targeting journalists and media using Twitter targeting. And are you still doing that? Is that still working? Or
oh yeah. So like I mean, if you have a killer idea, it'll spread like a wildfire. Okay, like if the idea is like really killer, like if you have data like saying that Facebook ads suck, like 2 days before their IPO, then that's gonna spread like by itself. But like for all other ideas that are kind of mediocre, like you kind of need to push these ideas. And the challenge here is like, how do you push these things at scale? And so you have to resort to kind of guerrilla marketing tactics. A couple ideas are, um, custom audiences on Facebook and Twitter. You can upload lists of emails
journalists?
of journalists that,
Yeah.
cover your space. I mean, it's the same guys who cover Facebook and Google and Twitter ads, like for the different publications. So just upload those lists and just target $50 against an ad to make sure that it shows up on their radar. You know what I mean? It's a little bit like popcorn. You don't really know what's going to pop, but then something
Yeah.
pops,
Yeah.
and like maybe you'll get one or two, maybe you'll get 100. Like it's there's some. It's not totally random because you're making an effort here. But like I can tell you, if you don't promote it, it's just less likely to obviously pop. Now, yeah, so I still do those kind of shenanigans, but like whatever. It's like the people you got to make it easy for them. They need to like just like I have a blaster, like it just sends like almost 1,000 emails to like certain people, like whenever there's like news that we publish, it's just like a list of journalists that I've curated. How did I curate it? I had an intern go through Google News and just search for like the topics that I care about and see who's writing about it. Okay, and basically what he did was he then used tools like Hunter.io or whatever to kind of guess their email addresses, which it's usually like Larry.Kim at mobilemonkey.com or something. Like it's usually easy to guess. So that's kind of the promotion hack, and
Okay.
and this works especially good on certain platforms like LinkedIn. Like, so LinkedIn is kind of an ancient platform from like 20 years ago, and they're if you haven't heard of it, like
So just coming to life.
uh, the algorithm is very stupid. It's like it just counts likes and comments. So like what you can do is just post your news on LinkedIn and then message your friends, hey, can you like drop a comment or hit the like button for me? And what you'll find is that'll like dramatically increase the reach. Like that used to work on Facebook like 10 years ago, but it doesn't work as well today.
Yeah.
So just stupid little tactics for like not just creating the idea and the content, but then getting it out there on the launching pad and making sure that it gets seen. Any
Well,
thoughts?
Yeah. Well, if you're just joining us, so we're here live with Larry Kim, and we're talking about his famous and secret PR hacks that he's used in the past to grow WordStream and sell it to USA Today. And now he's on his next venture, Mobile Monkey, and doing the same thing, but fine tuning and what's working. So, Larry, you've built a huge distribution network with all of your channels, with your Medium platform. Like if you had to start right now, because right now we're kind of, everything's grown up. Like you were saying, LinkedIn is, whatever, however many years old. Facebook is more than 10 years old. Where do you start now? Like what can you leverage now to get the best PR hacks? What advice would you give agency owners?
Yeah, I mean, if you're just getting started now, it's really difficult because like I have almost 1 million Twitter followers, but like I got 80% of them in like 2008, 9, 10, like a long time ago. Um, uh, and that was even a hack. It was just I got featured as like someone to follow, because there wasn't a lot of people then.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little harder. You got to go where the engagement is. Areas where I think you still have a good shot today. Believe it or not, LinkedIn is remarkable. Like don't post links to your website because they demote pages with links because like their engagement is so bad. They want to keep everyone in LinkedIn and not off of LinkedIn. So like as soon as you add the link, the engagement goes down by
Yeah,
10x. Yeah. So but
that's a
so
good
just
tip.
so just do that hack where you just kind of summarize the content that you want to share as a post, like in like a long form update, status update, and just or a video, and just post that to LinkedIn, and then have all your friends and family to hit the like button and drop a comment, and then you need to reply to them. You see what I'm saying? So like it looks like the algorithm will be thinking like, oh my God, this is the greatest post ever.
Yeah, yeah.
We need to show it to everyone. That kind of thing. So you need to LinkedIn is kind of a simple algorithm to handle. The other area that I think is really interesting today is Facebook groups. Like oh my God, like every fourth post on Facebook is from a group. Okay, like so that's a enormous amount of engagement. If you're on this live stream today, it means that you've joined Kat Howell's amazing Facebook ad hacks group, and that's of course a success. Because Kat Howell has a lot of great ideas to share, but also because Facebook groups have algorithmically come into favor, and I think they really want to surface that content. I have a group of my own called the Mobile Monkey Facebook group. It has about 21,000 members, and the engagement rate for that is almost like 50%. So like half of the members in any given month are like viewing and clicking on those posts, and that's like 100 times better than what I see in just the ordinary Facebook pages, which are unfortunately not. They've kind of fallen out of favor because of all the challenges with like policing and policing the fake news and all this stuff. It's just a little nervous about that. So what
What
do
advice do you give? And so this group is actually the Facebook Ads Academy, which is the mastermind, which is like a secret group. But what advice do you give if you're just starting out as an agency, and groups are even getting a little bit competitive, but they
yeah.
are better than pages in a lot of ways. So if you're just starting out with a group as part of your agency marketing, what are some tips you can give to get the most publicity from it and also branding?
So the first thing you need is you need to have a decent amount of group members. Okay, so like go with do what Cat Howell did, like go with like a generic topic like startups or business growth or Facebook ads. Like don't call it like Larry's agency group or something like this. You know what I mean? Like just cast a wide net,
Mhm.
uh, uh, and then another thing you need to do is you got to invest in sort of group moderation. Like if it's just becomes a spam dumping ground, like then people will just get fed up and leave. Like the topics that really need to be curated, but that's easy to do. Like you just hire a virtual assistant for like you know $500 a month maybe, like in from Upwork or something like that. you can actually invite people. So take your mailing list and then manually and have that person like invite all the people to your group. So once you have that, the key to reaching them at that point is just live streams. Like you should do like a weekly, office hours kind of ask me anything kind of thing on whatever topic you choose. And I think that's pretty smart. I think that's what Cat Howell's doing right
Yeah.
now with us
Yeah.
on the line here. So like, you just do that.
Well, just to switch gears to personal branding, and part of the what I'm working with the group with their personal branding and their branding for their agencies is getting guest posts and looking at getting, for example, like you're a contributor with a bunch of publications. Like, how do you go about, number one, like becoming a contributor? And if you're a contributor like you and somebody is pitching you, like, how do you decide like who you're going to do a story on? Like, what tips can you give to get guest posts to be a contributor or also get covered by the media?
uh, you know, uh, so I have I'm a columnist at a few places like Digital Marketer, Inc. Magazine, CNBC, and Medium. It's hard to become a contributor now because they're all like very suspicious. Like they think that like, oh, this is just going to be some guy who's going to like promote his business or dump links into the content, which is kind of what you want to do, but like, uh, but they're just kind of onto you these days. I think the key, like for cracking something like Inc. Magazine, is you have to show evidence of success elsewhere first. So like, you can't just go say to Inc. Magazine today because they get like 1,000 pitches a week. You can't just tell them, hey, I'm an expert in marketing. Can I write for you? Because like they think that marketers are the worst. Like they think like oh my god, another content marketer like wants to write for us. So I think what you need to do is show some success on some other platform like LinkedIn Pulse or your own blog and on Medium, and just show sort of a cadence that you're able to like actually publish something like once or twice a week for an extended period of time. And then you want to highlight like 3 or 4 articles that you're especially proud of that did super well, like that have like you know thousands of views or something like this, and just you want to just showcase that, and then pitch that to the editor, and maybe even get an intro from another contributor who can vouch for you. And then once you get the keys to their WordPress, don't just start spamming the crap out of that place, but start building a relationship with that place, and like, fine, if you want to write some semi-promotional content like later, maybe that's fine, but just don't do it right away, because I think that's kind of too obvious.
Yeah, definitely. So if you're just joining us live or if you're watching the recording, feel free to put any questions in the comments. And if you're watching the recording, come back and circle back and answer them. But Larry, what about Medium? So Medium is a place where you could just pretty much go and publish. Do you have any tips on using Medium for publicity and is it just a place? I mean, personally, I think it's a great place because it's another audience to get in front of, just like LinkedIn. Publishing on LinkedIn on your personal profile articles is another audience. But what are some hacks that we can get
Sure,
more exposure?
sure. So Medium, couple ideas here. Number one, they don't require original content. Okay, so like, no matter what, you should be syndicating content on Medium. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
syndication means like, oh, I just did a blog post on my blog. Maybe like a week later or 2 weeks later, you can just recycle that identical content, maybe change the title or something. Just have a virtual assistant repost the content to Medium and to LinkedIn Pulse. Like those are just blogging syndication networks that don't actually require the content be unique. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then another crazy idea is actually to repost content. Okay, so this is kind of kooky. Like, you know how on Twitter, like, people will schedule the content to run like 2 or 3 times?
yeah,
Like, so like, people used to do that on Facebook too, but then Facebook had that duplicate content filter where it's like, okay, I'm not gonna treat this as a new post because it's just the same post that you did like 5 minutes ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so um, so the Medium algorithm is actually not that sophisticated. It doesn't check to see like, oh, have I seen this post before? You know, so so like if you look at my Medium posts, like I'm posting stuff every day, okay, but it's not like I'm coming up with new original stuff every day. A lot of it could just been like good performing stuff from like a year ago that's still relevant, and just like how you repost content to Twitter or something like that, like do that on Medium. Like just if it did well, then repost it. If it didn't do well, then change the title and the image and repost it. And like giving it a second chance at life. So
Hmm.
just that's kind of a kooky tip that just kind of takes advantage of how that algorithm works. Like there's no penalty for duplicate content basically. And a third tip would be drive traffic to Medium. So the algorithm for Medium is like stupid simple. It's just basically how many hearts do you have? So it's like a like. It's about as complicated as boiling water, and it's not like Rank Brain or SEO like crazy like 101 signals or something like that. No. It's
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
signal.
I heard you have to have like, I think it's like X amount of claps, because now the hearts are claps in a 24-hour period after you publish. If you get X amount of claps, then you get into this like next level of exposure on Medium.
Yeah. So what it means is that it's kind of annoying actually. It means that if you're getting started on Medium, you actually have to drive traffic to your posts. Okay. So like, if you have an email list, like, and then this is annoying because you want to drive traffic to your own site. Okay. But like, if you like one guy, Ben Hardy, he's like one of the top authors on Medium. Like he has a newsletter that drives traffic to his Medium posts, and then the Medium algorithm thinks like, oh my God, this article is doing so well. We need to show this to more people, and so that kind of around and around you go. It gets shown to more people. It gets more engagement. So you kind of have to bootstrap the nuclear reaction by giving it a kick, and that could be like running some stupid Facebook ads to the post, and like it doesn't even have to be like good quality traffic. Like it doesn't have to be like buying for clicks that are $3 from the USA or Canada. Like you can target like remnant inventory from Bangladesh or something where it's like 2-3 cents per click. Like it doesn't matter. What I'm just trying to do is get those traffic numbers up and the clicks up so that it sends signal
Yeah.
to the Medium algorithm to start like servicing it to other people in their timelines. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
So
We have this isn't a question, but I just put it up here. So Dustin said he's talked to you on LinkedIn but never knew what you looked like, and he says hey.
well, hey.
And Brandon says hi too, and so does Mike. So I just want to have a couple more really, I think, good topic questions that I want to ask you before we run out of time. And if anybody has any questions for Larry, if you're watching the live, go ahead and put them on. So just talking about like what to look for in the end, like what outcome should we be looking for when we are getting the publicity?
Oh, you're definitely looking for links.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get a little boost of publicity, but like the equity from this PR stuff is like trusted links from valuable valuable domains, and like I tell you the truth, like that PR stunt where I got the 10,000 links from all those websites, that made the company what it is today. Basically, it catapulted my domain authority to a level where I could publish anything. Like, just do a Google search, guys, for like keyword tool or even the word AdWords. Okay. And WordStream will actually show up on those those keywords. And like if you were to try to advertise on the word AdWords,
Mm-hmm.
there's like 300,000 searches a day on that. Like so you would lose your budget in like 10 minutes. Okay, so like the goal of this stuff is to get keyword like links so that you can monetize it later by publishing like keyword rich content around the sort of the commercial keywords that are very very strategic to your business. And you might think that that's hard to do, but like it's totally possible. Like last year, everyone, the news was talking about like fake news. Remember, like everyone was so mad at Facebook for all this like election interference and Russian stuff. So like I just published a like a
Sorry.
a how-to guide of how to create fake news with like step-by-step examples, and then showing like how much it costs to run fake ads to fake news articles on a fake Facebook page.
Yeah.
And it got picked up in like 20-30 places. So like it's totally doable. Even in the boring industry of digital marketing, you just have to kind of think about like how could your work be kind of be made kind of cool or interesting to like people outside of that industry. And then once you get the links, it's like a smash and grab. It's your license to publish whatever you want and rank on it. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now, just because it's kind of more relevant to now your agency, your company that you've now started, Mobile Monkey. So how, I'm just coming from the PR brain now, and I'm always trying to figure out how to use chat bots and Facebook Messenger for PR purposes. Like, what are some kind of hacks that we could use it for?
So like messaging, it's a lot like email marketing where you have a list of people and I can send out blasts to my email list, but I can also send out chat blasts to my messenger list using Mobile Monkey. And basically, it's just a way to cultivate a group of super fans, because like if they don't really love you and your brand, they're going to unsubscribe. Like they're because this is like a kind of a personal space,
Mm-hmm.
like messaging. And so what you end up doing is over time you end up curating a smaller yet more active users list, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that you can then use to mobilize at a moment's notice. So like a lot of these PR hacks have to do with like getting a lot of traffic to your Medium post like right away, like to algorithmically make the signal like pop.
Right. Right.
So like it's kind of like a way of organizing like a super fan list to mobilize them to do things that have a lot of leverage, like liking a post or that kind of stuff. And
Yeah. Or like, if you go to a newsroom, there's usually the media contact or subscribe for company news that journalists and media can subscribe to when announcements are put out, or even just like, articles or blog posts. So to me, it's like that's just another channel that they have that they can subscribe to if you have, a way to subscribe through Messenger, even if the journalist can communicate through Messenger with your PR department, right? And get news right away.
You got it. Awesome. So are we out of time here? Or?
We are. Yeah, we're almost out of time. But okay. Well, Larry, thank you so much for being the guest here. And if anybody has any questions and I don't know the answers, I will circle back to you.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and thank you, Kat Howell, for having us. It's great to be here, part of your group, and let's connect on Mobile Monkey Island. That's my new Facebook group, and just go there and connect there, and I'm there every day. All right.
Okay, great. We'll see you at Mobile Monkey Island at your Facebook group. Bye, right. Larry.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Social PR Secrets. If you like what you heard, check out the book on Amazon or follow our blog at socialprsecrets.com. This episode was sponsored by The Buyer Group, a social PR agency striving to keep our balance in the digital world, practicing public relations, social media, and search marketing, while occasionally drinking a glass of wine or two for the best creativity and results. Thank you all for tuning in. If you would like to get a free chapter of Social PR Secrets, go to socialprsecrets.com/free.